Hi, Sean. It's Dr. C. Just jumping on this as fast as I possibly can. Okay, well organized. The topic is excellent, but let's pick this apart just a little bit. And I'm only saying that because you the primary issue here that you're looking to craft recommendations for is the allocation distribution. Okay, requisition of funds in order to uh, keep the SNHSOU, the SWAT team, performing optimally, right? So, what does this mean? There is a relationship directly between what you're saying here. It's a relationship between money, okay, and performance, budget, and policing. All right. So, what I would ask that you do, because your recommendations are common sense, I'm not saying they're not. I'm not even questioning that. But what we need to do is take a look at some resources that or articles that speak to, let's just say allocation of funds for policing or budgets and policing, financial constraints and policing in general. Okay. This way it'll give you some foundation for your argument or your position to make recommendations. All right. So you have to be very, very careful of saying things I believe, because if I'm in the audience and you're trying to convince me that there are budgetary problems going on, I'm going to say, well, I'm going to look at it and say, well, this is basically your opinion. What have other agencies, cities, and or towns done? What has been done in the past to appropriately allocate budgets or funds to the police? And that's always been an age-old problem, constantly. All right, we're really begging at the trough, and you have to be able to substantiate it. All right, usually it's a needs, and a lot of times, organizationally or culturally, and or say the philosophy of a particular town is the fact they don't necessarily subscribe to a SWAT team mentality. They may see it as overly militaristic. So you see where I'm going with this, but let's just keep it simple. It's no money, and we're talking about the performance of a SWAT team, right? Or in a conglomerate, which these people are. Um, so anyway, because it's funny, my son's on this team. So anyway, long story short, so be very, very careful with saying the I. I'm going to send you on a couple articles like I found. You want to be able to, again, speak from a position of authority in relationship to what has been said, what has been done, what's going on in the great world of policing and financial constraints, because that's exactly what I'm seeing here. Also, be very careful. A little bit of grammatical stuff going on there. The need that I established, you didn't establish it. Okay, it was already there. And basically, you're assessing. For the purpose of this research, you're assessing the you're assessing an imbalance in training need based upon allocation of funds, etc. Keep it simple. So you wanted to, I would take this just for the rhythm and flow, for the grammar. I'm not saying you're wrong here at all. I'm just saying you want to clean up on L5 a little bit with the grammar and saying the main reason for the lack of training time for the negotiators is due to budgetary constraints. All right, that's okay. We can get away with that. All cities and towns. There is no similar. It's okay. All right, good. And so again, this is where we need to have some reference to, again, finance, contracts, whatever it may be, between police departments, their needs, and what the cities and or towns are willing to give up. Okay, uh, that's, that's so. Anyway, where is this? Oh, good grief! Sorry about that. Alrighty, so that's where I would go with this. Um, do me a favor. Take this, two things. Take this to the Writing Center, and I'm in an email. I'm going to send you a couple articles. Take a look at those. All right. You have some time. I remember that. Okay. I don't want you to feel like, oh, I got to get this in right away. I think it's a really good topic. Your information is very, very good. Okay. Now let's move down to evaluation plan here. Funds. Okay. Next. Okay. Implementation plan. Let's see. All right. So far, so good. Remember now, opinion is only as good as the fact that it's based on. So an evaluation plan, I'll send you a link on what an evaluation plan is, Andrew, so you really can say you can champion your cause here, your evaluation with some foundational or factual information or factual reference to what an evaluation plan is. You have to measure. Evaluating is measure. Okay, so your suggestions are fine. I'm not going to question that, but we have to just we have to be able to incorporate, reference to other facts-based stuff that has been written by experts in the field. All right, so let's start with this, and thanks for sharing it. And we'll cobble together and chisel this into an excellent piece.